on this episode of Fun with Dumb.
Watching, yeah.
Are you Southeast Asian?
You guys want to do Minority
Oh,
Report?
yeah, okay,
So I'm calling in.
This is our game we play called Minority Report, where we
Oh
guess the
my God,
ethnicity
sick.
by what they say.
Oh,
so give them a
okay.
sentence.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a sentence right now. The last names are long because they're all unique.
The last names are long because they're all unique.
I definitely think he's Asian.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you why I think he's Southeast Asian. It's the tempo again, bro.
Yeah.
You know, there's a speediness to it.
He's definitely
You know what I
under
mean?
130 pounds.
Yeah.
Can you give me the sentence one more time, dog?
Yeah. Can you say it one more time?
Wait, can you say that? Can you say the sentence one more
The
time? I
last
forgot.
names are long because they're all unique.
The last names are long because they're all unique.
You know what? I'm going Chinese.
Going Chinese?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at that, actually.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Thai.
You're going to say Thai?
I'm gonna go Thai, bro.
I'm going to say Vietnamese.
Vietnamese?
Yeah.
What are you? Review.
I'm Viet. Yo,
Viet!
He sounds Viet.
He does, he does, he does.
Bro.
Yeah. What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Fun with Dumb. And today we have a very special guest. And the reason this man is winning is because I hit this dude up last night, 11 p.m., 11:30 p.m. And right now it's 1 p.m. And I asked him, yo, I know this is last minute, but are you down to do the podcast?
Yeah.
And this man is busy.
How did you ask?
I just said, that's exactly
That's
what
exactly
I said.
what you
Literally,
just
he's
said.
like, yo, can you do the pod tomorrow at 1?
Yeah.
And I was like, let me ask my wife.
Right.
And I will say, I dare to say this man is the Thai J Park.
Yeah.
The Thai American J Park. The
Yeah.
Asian American J Park. And the reason I say that, obviously he's not a K-pop star or anything like that. But Jay is another person who's extremely busy, who answers his calls, emails,
Yeah.
will do a favor. Like if Tim, you sent a verse, like he'll return a verse. You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Like that kind of shit. So I
Absolutely.
say that about you because you are a multi-hyphenate. You rap, you act, you do branding deals. you have a baby, and then you have a baby on the way.
Yeah.
So
Congrats,
you are a
congrats,
busy man. And with me, ladies and gentlemen, is no other than the internet legend himself, Timothy Chantarangsu.
Wow,
Let's
gas
fucking
me
go.
up. Let's fucking go. Gas me up, dog. I appreciate the intro. I appreciate the love. And look, man, I'm always pull up, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I tell people all the time, I don't fuck with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? The people I really hold dear and like legitimately fuck with, I'm like, yeah, I'm down for whatever.
Thank you.
If I got time, I'll pull up.
I appreciate the compliment back to me. And I got to say, like I said, there's a bunch of fucking titles you've had for many years, right? And another one, maybe a business owner.
Oh, yeah.
You have a clothing brand as well.
Yeah.
Is there some shit that I don't know that you do? I'm curious. Like,
I am an avid Jeopardy watcher.
Yeah.
so you watch that when on your free time, this is what you do.
I watch Jeopardy every night.
Okay.
Like we put the baby down. Luckily, the baby I put her down at like 6:45. Read her a couple stories, so I'm good to go by 7 p.m. And Shia knows. She's like, all right, well, after you watch Jeopardy, then can you do this and this and that? Because she knows this is like,
She knows it's part of your schedule.
this is my time.
Wow.
You know what
Are
I'm
you
saying?
good with trivia? Is that
Yes, bro. I'm fucking. I be watching that shit, killing it.
I will say you are a pop culture aficionado. Like you really know your shit.
How you know that?
I mean, just because I know you, you are Mr. Pop Culture, bro.
Word, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how you do in history, politics.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, that one time, dog, for whatever reason, David Soul was at the crib, and like we just had Jeopardy on, just kind of casually watching, and he didn't know that I'm like the shit at Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it was like Final Jeopardy time. We're just sitting there. The question came on. I forget what the question was. I was like, I feel like it's like Spanish Armada. It was like, and everybody got it wrong. Literally all the contestants got it wrong. And it was like, oh no, the answer was Spanish Armada. And he was like, what the fuck? And I'm like, bruh, I just be knowing shit.
There's always one or two questions when someone gets that. You're like, this dude knows random shit.
Alex is kind of like that too. We were watching Jeopardy at my old house.
Yeah.
This motherfucker knows miscellaneous information like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Dare I say that I think if there was a question about a Thai figure in America, you may appear in a Jeopardy question.
I mean, that would be just a highlight of my life.
Right.
You know, that would be great. I feel like there's only a handful of really known Thai celebrities. You know, maybe like Tony Jaa.
Right.
Other than
Is that
oh,
annoying to you? Like, how do you feel about that? Like in America, like, is that like discouraging or is it encouraging? You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't call it discouraging.
Yeah.
Just because I feel like, the main MO and motivation has always been to just like not only represent for Asian dudes, but also Thai dudes. You know, Thai people, Thai dudes. So, I mean, low key, it's kind of like the fact that there aren't a lot of known Thai people is kind of like, cool, no one to compare me to. You feel me?
It's untapped.
Yeah, so like when Thai people find out that I'm Thai, they're like mind blown because everyone kind of thinks I'm Filipino.
But that's one thing that's amazing about you. You've transcended that shit from the beginning. Like people have to find out you're Thai somehow, and it's not like you shy away from it. Like you have your parents in it. You go to the restaurant. It's that's what's interesting about it is like you were prom king like before any of this shit.
I was prom king before it was cool to be Asian. You know what I mean?
He was prom king before Everything Everywhere got an Oscar nomination.
Before K-pop was the wave.
Yeah, exactly.
I was prom king, 85% Mexican high school, dog.
Damn, bro.
In serio way.
Which is interesting too, because you're not necessarily Latino washed either in your whole brand, technically.
Right.
You know,
I'm just kind of me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm very LA. You'll hear literally someone commented on my podcast the other day on the one with me and David, and I was like, man, sometimes the way Tim says dog just reminds me of my super Mexican cousins. So that shit'll pop out, Oh, can't forget too, as far as Thai people, La Lisa. Blackpink.
Yes.
Because I know she was Thai only because my parents were like, have you heard of this very famous Thai girl? You know what I'm saying?
You think she's heard of you?
Shout out to her. Probably not.
I would not.
Your name rings bells, bro.
I would not be surprised if Lisa knew about you because these celebrities grew up on the internet, bro.
And look, just like my Thai parents told me about her. There's a possibility that as she was coming up, they were like, "There's this Thai boy in America."
That's true.
Who knows?
Parents have to tell you. Like my mom told me about Jay Park. Because
how the fuck they find him? You know what I mean?
Well, because
where they get the information from?
Because I told my mom, I was like, this dude named Jay Park started following me. He looks like he's a big deal in Korea. You heard of him? And she knew everything about him.
Really?
Wow. Yeah.
Interesting.
I was like, okay, I'll collab.
Sure, I'm down.
Haven't heard a song, but I'll do it. All right. Recently, I had a crazy toothache, and like an idiot, instead of going to a dentist, I went into my group chat to ask 8 other idiots about my condition. I did this because I've always had a hard time finding the right doctor. It's like going on 100 blind dates. You got to find the right one. Do they take your insurance or whatnot? Luckily, I found a one-stop shop. This app right here is like a dating app to find the right doctor. It's called Zocdoc. It's the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, that take your insurance and are available when you need them to treat almost every condition under the sun. I went on the site, found a dentist within a 3-block radius of my place that had hundreds of positive reviews, and of course, I came out feeling fantastic. Don't wait now. Millions of people have trusted Zocdoc, and tons of doctors are on there right now at your fingertips. Go to Zocdoc.com/dumb, D-U-M-B, and download the Zocdoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's Zocdoc, ZocDoc.com/dumb, D-U-M-B. Zocdoc.com/DUMB. Find the right doctor. But there's a lot of just maturity in the way you texted me back. You were like, I gotta ask for permission because then my wife's gonna be with the baby alone and she's gonna be tired. And I saw it just like warmed my heart up because I'm like, I'm nowhere as selfless as this guy right now in his life.
You think that until you're there.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Like in my head, you have to. Because in my head, because I didn't have, I'm an only child. I never had like younger siblings. I didn't really even have like little baby cousins running around. So I never had like a fatherly experience, right? And then, but when you have the baby, as cliche as it sounds, like all your priorities switch, right? Everything changes. Your mindset's different. You're not thinking about yourself anymore, right?
Yeah.
So for me now, especially, like I tell all the homies or anybody even trying to conduct business, like all my meetings, when they're like, yo, what time do you want to do the Zoom meeting? I'm like, well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
The baby naps between noon and 2. So if we could handle the meeting between noon and 2, that would be ideal, right? And I try not to, like if someone's trying to do like a business lunch or dinner, I always say, yo, let's do the lunch so I can leave during nap time, because like she is so just tired right now. She's super pregnant.
Yeah.
And not only is she super pregnant, but Veda, my daughter, is like super hyper right now because she's almost 2, so she's like fucking running around.
Terrible 2s.
Yeah, she's there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So so wifey's super tired, so I try to make sure and be there for her as much as I can. You know,
Team player.
That's sweet, man.
It's team player.
That's sweet. How do you think? How would you grade yourself as a father so far?
Oh, I'm killing this shit.
You are. You are
straight A's right now.
What I noticed about this, the father thing, is like a lot of people, my friends that I've talked to, they're pretty honest about like their fathering abilities.
Right.
Like when I have a friend who's maybe, you know, he's super busy, he's traveling all the time, like he'll admit like, nah, you know what, I just wish I was there more. Like they don't bullshit around that.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're killing it.
I'm killing it, dog. Like I'm there as much as I can be. And I've turned down a couple bags to travel, do a couple shows out of town, because it just, for me, it just wasn't worth being away. Like, you know, I feel like when I wasn't a dad yet, it feels like a few racks or whatever to go host a club event in the Bay or something like that. I'm like, sure, yeah, whatever, I'll take it. Go party in the Bay,
right?
Get a few like little check to kick it with some Bay homies, right?
Yeah.
But now it's like, if the bag really isn't worth it, I'm not gonna leave the house.
Well, it's because when you do the club gig, it's some shit that you might already be doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of like you feel like it's not work.
It's a little treat.
Yeah, but now it's like you wouldn't normally just go to a club.
Now it's like, for what?
Yeah.
You know, it's like literally like, for what? Even when people, like the homie recently, not like the homie kind of homie hit me up. Like I wouldn't call him a homie, but an acquaintance.
Right.
Was like, yo, I'm trying to catch up. Like, I'm in town. Let's grab a drink this Wednesday, right? I'm like, here's the thing, dog.
Jeopardy.
Jeopardy, first of all. Second of all, I'm gonna need 3 weeks notice.
Facts.
You're not gonna hit me on Tuesday to come out Wednesday.
Right.
That's not my life right now, right? And third of all, what I didn't tell him in the back of my head was like, we're not friends, bro.
Fuck with you like that.
What makes you think I want to just leave my house and go grab drinks? I haven't spoken to you in years.
Right.
What makes you think that I would just...
That's hilarious.
Yeah, sure.
The audacity.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm going to leave my family to go kick it. I don't even like you like that, bro. So that's the thing, too. When normally, maybe if I was like doing my own thing or whatever, like, sure, any excuse to leave the house and go grab a drink and eat, right? Who cares if I don't really know you like that? Like, sure, let's chop it up.
What percentage of your friends have kids and don't?
So, probably just me and my boy, like, as far as people I would really consider, like, the homies that I really, like, love and care about and, like, cherish and shit.
Yeah.
My boy, Eric, Super Ego, he had twins a year before I did.
Right.
And shit. That's pretty much it. And then you got, like, the second string homies who I would say, like, you know, like Shannon Boudram, she has a couple kids, and like, you know, Bart and Geo, they got, you know.
Do you guys do play dates and stuff now, or what?
We have yet to really do a play. We did one play date with Boudram's daughter, but it was a little struggle because, you know, the few months difference in babies' ages really does a lot.
Oh,
so
okay.
Boudram's daughter at this point was probably like 9 months when Veda was only 6 months. And so at 9 months, she was already kind of like, it was probably like a year and 9 months was the difference, right? So Boudram's daughter was already like walking around and shit, crawling over shit, and Veda's just like on her back. Like,
developing.
Yeah.
That's not a play date.
No, it's not a play date. That's like, yo, who is this stomping around me in my house type shit, right? So Veda was kind of didn't really know how to handle it at first. We want like a rematch though.
Yeah.
Now that they're both.
But do you gauge like if you, not just the kids getting along, is there times like you won't do it because you can't stand the parents too?
Yeah. So peep game. There was a.
That's true.
We go for walks in this park, and there was one dude who had a daughter like kind of similar age to Veda, and he was like, yeah, you know, we have like a baby play dates at our house, if you want to bring her around sometime. And he was we exchanged numbers, and he was hitting me, but in my head I'm like, I don't know if I like this fool like that. I don't know if I want,
because you got to be around him for like 2 hours.
Because while the babies are playing, we got to be kicking. I'm like, is this guy my type of people? I don't know. So I just kind of like ghosted him.
At that point, it's a double date.
It's a double date at that point.
And look, I don't even like double dates like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's the thing too. People with girlfriends and wives, they love hitting me and Chia up for double dates. And Chia already don't even really like leaving the house unless it's people she really fucks with, right? So I'm like, you gonna have me subject my chick to have to get to know a whole new girl when she don't want to? I had to tell, who was it now? Now I'm sure I say this, like Chia would probably love Phil from Wong Fu's chick. Like I'm sure they would get along. But he initially was like, yo, you know, we should get together for a double date. I'm like, well, look, dog, here's how that would work. If you're really trying to do this. First, we're gonna need to get together on a group situation. So Chia can meet your chick
for sure
without any pressure. Gauge how she feels.
That's true.
And then if they fuck with each other, then we can set up a double date.
You gotta get the temperature check first.
I'm not about to just throw her into the double date.
You can't do a double blind date. A double blind date? Are you crazy?
I think people be so hyped for the double date and the forced interaction. That's just not what me and Chia like to do. You know
right. Have you been on a double date recently, Rick?
Nah, not really. I haven't been in a double date in a long time.
You guys are both kind of introverted, I would say.
Me and my girl?
Yeah. Are you? You're not. You and Chia aren't as much, right?
You know what? So people are surprised by how introverted I like to be. Because you know, at face value, I'm like, people will call me an extrovert because I'm good around people, but I really do prefer not doing shit.
100%.
Being in the house. You know? So I mean, I guess I'm a little of both.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Same way.
I mean, I realized that during the pandemic, you know, during quarantine mode, I was like, damn, ambivert. Like I toggle on and off. There's times that I gain the energy from being out, but yeah, me and my girl, we like to stay low key.
Yeah, like that was cool for you, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Man, like, and that's the thing. I think that's when the real introverts came out. Motherfuckers that were like, I'm an introvert. We're quarantined and we're like, I'm going crazy. Me and Chia were like, this is amazing.
All right,
for sure.
Fuck everybody.
That's a good point. That's a good point. With the second baby, like, what was this a planned thing or what?
Yeah, everything was very planned. You know, my wife's a Capricorn, so she likes to plan everything.
Right.
But yeah, everything was according to plan. First one was planned. Second one was like, all right, are we ready? Because she wants like 4. Is ideally what
you want 4?
I mean, I'm down for the ride.
Wow.
Honestly, I'm an only child, so I look, Veda's the shit. I would be fine if we stopped at Veda. I mean, I guess I can't. We already didn't stop at Veda, but I would have been cool with just kicking it with Veda forever, right? Because she's dope. Chia really wants a big family because she comes from a big family, like a lot of cousins and shit like that. That's not my experience,
right?
But if she wants to have more kids, I'm with it. We can afford it. I feel like I think it'll be fun, even though I don't really know how to navigate sibling life.
Right.
I mean, that's something you'll learn.
Yeah.
So 4 babies for every element of hip hop.
I think Veda would be the MC.
She's the MC?
She's already very vocal.
Okay.
We bought her a little Coco Melon microphone.
Okay.
She loves that shit.
It'll be really sad though if you get a beatboxer.
Oh God!
Oh fuck! We got a beatboxer. God,
I would throw that shit away.
Just wait till you get the graffiti artist though, fucking up your walls and all that.
That's her too.
Yeah,
man. Maybe she's just all 4 elements.
She's all 4 elements right now.
Damn.
Oh man, yeah.
So with the planning of the babies too, you know, you got to calculate the 9 months, what sign they're gonna be. Like, you guys thinking all that?
Oh, that's so funny that you say that.
Yeah,
dog.
talk to me.
Because with the first one, right? Okay, so I don't really believe in the zodiac shit, but I kind of do.
What are you?
I'm a Pisces.
So
I'll look into it. I like to check up on it here and there. I'm a Pisces, Taurus rising, Capricorn moon. Okay,
shit.
Not that into it, but
he knows the side.
I've Googled. I've seen conversations, so I Googled. I wanted to know. So anyways, I was like, to Chia, I was like, yo, it would be lit if we made another Pisces baby because I love myself.
Yeah.
So can we make another Pisces baby? She's like, sure, whatever, right? So we calculated the nut bust to make a Pisces baby, and we got pregnant in a week. It was perfect, right?
Wow.
Come down to it, Veda fucking comes a week early.
Misses the crux.
She's an Aquarius.
Wow. Yeah.
From the jump, throwing me off.
Right.
Aquarius.
Oh, that's you?
Yeah.
So she kind of threw off the whole plan, but it's cool though. I'm not mad. But here's what's funny, right? Is because I always felt like Chia always joked that we're gonna have 4 daughters.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of what I've always felt too. And everyone's always like, "Oh, player's curse, whatever."
Right.
So I was talking to the belly, like the new one,
Yeah.
like it was a girl, like, "Oh, baby girl, blah blah blah," and then I got this weird vibe, like that don't feel right.
Yeah.
I think it's a boy in here, right?
Yeah.
But what I realized also is that the new baby is due end of March.
Yeah.
That's Aries or a Taurus. Oh, I think an Aries. So I'm like, maybe it's just that energy that I'm not used to.
Right.
Because the only other Aries I know in my life is fucking aggressive ass David So. So I'm like, is this the energy I'm getting?
Little roundhouse kick in the tummy.
Yeah, but who
Damn.
knows, man? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like, we really don't know.
Wait, so you're due end of March?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's how long you guys have been holding out on that. Did you guys keep it secret?
We didn't announce until around like a couple months ago.
Yeah, the basketball. Remember the basketball story?
Oh, so we announced
Yeah.
on Halloween. So
Yeah.
that was 7. It was probably like around 6 months.
Yeah.
November, December, January.
You ever
yeah.
you gonna do a gender reveal or?
No.
Yeah.
Well, we're not gonna do
Yeah,
gender
these
reveal. 'cause
gender reveals are getting
I-
crazy.
Well, yeah.
We don't know. So
Yeah.
we're not gonna find out till
Yeah.
she comes. He or she comes sliding out.
Really? Is it
Yeah.
you just did it like that? You're gonna
Yeah. It was fun. We did that the first time. Just a nice little surprise, you know.
For sure.
you don't so you don't care if it's 4 daughters.
No, I think it's fun. I like, first of all, I love dad girl life. I
Yeah.
think it's so fun. In my head, I'm like, when I first got the inclination that it might be a son, I'm like, oh, this is kind of fucking me up, because I'm like, I'm so used to girl dad mode. Now I'm like, I gotta play catch with this motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta teach him how to shave. I don't be shaving. Like, all this man shit came into my head, right? I'm like, I don't do man shit.
Yeah. So you don't mind that whatever profession they get into, they'll be generating less income. I'm just saying.
I mean, you know
they'll
what?
be bringing home less
Things
bread.
might change, bro.
Maybe.
I hope so.
Things
by
might
then.
change, yeah.
I hope so.
For
Hopefully,
sure.
female beatboxers get paid more. By the time.
I will hate if beatboxing is the first place
Oh my god.
that women start getting paid more.
I
I'm
don't think
just
I've
saying
ever-
there's inequality in gender inequality in this world.
Maybe
Yeah.
my daughters will be the first ones to break that glass ceiling.
The
you
chat's
know?
all mad at me when I'm actually stating what
No,
the
you're
fact
stating
is.
facts.
I'm stating facts that
For
there's
sure.
gender pay gaps
He's
here.
not saying it's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not like, come on,
Keep it
bro.
that way.
Keep it that way.
I don't even know a female beatboxer. Now that I think about it.
I
Do you
know a
any
couple.
girl beatboxers?
Yeah, there's Sophia Kid Beats from Toronto.
Oh yeah,
from Canada.
Yeah. We've done
Oh.
some stuff with her back in the day.
yeah.
Wow.
And that is, I'm sure there's more, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, so I forgot what the fuck I was gonna ask you right now. Me and Rick were talking about this earlier because we're like, what should we ask Tim? Because we know each other, we're friends and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
because we always talk about food, right? And like foodies, and I'm always angry about.
You don't really like
foodies. Like,
foodies.
what are you? I don't know if I don't like
Yeah.
foodies. I just don't. I don't understand. Like, would you consider yourself a foodie? Like, do you know shit about food?
I would consider myself a foodie in the way that I fuck with food so heavy, like there's nothing I don't appreciate and would try. You know what I'm saying? And I do know a handful of things. I know a good amount.
Yeah.
More so, I think a lot of that came from just trying different shit and watching like a lot of, Iron Chef and Food Network and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
When me and David shoot our food stuff and we're going to different food events, I kind of will play to the more of like the I don't know what this is, it's just good, and let David kind of talk about the facts and preparation and stuff like that, because he really does more like studying and he does more cooking. But yes, I would call myself a foodie. Yeah.
David's interesting because he was a judge on a food competition show.
Yeah,
Leftover shit.
Yeah.
And it's the first time you see him as like a real like food expert.
Mm-hmm.
And he just dove right into that
Yo,
shit. Like,
100%.
went from zero to Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Like I was like, bro, like, why am I wanting your validation?
For sure.
Well,
Nah,
he really does get into it.
Nah, for sure.
His
His descriptions, the way he like described the ingredients, I was like, oh, motherfucker knows his shit. Dude.
Yeah, and he tries to be. Sometimes I'm like, is this food? Is he like preparing shit, like going into it? Because he said some shit one time. We went to a food festival in like Newport, and he was talking about these. I forgot what it was, but he was like, yeah, like it's like traditional something with new age nuance. I don't know what the fuck he said, but I was like, in my head, I was like, yo, chill, dog.
100%.
He has like a judgmental dad vibe to him. like he's raising like a star chef, a child chef or something.
Yeah.
And I have to like get my dad's approval. Like, Father, how is this?
Well, that's why I kind of pride myself on just completely like undermining that. Sometimes when we do our food shit and he gets real technical, I like to just be like, I no one cares, dog. Let's just eat. Or like, hey. Or I'll be like, man, what the fuck is that?
Shut up. Yeah. How'd you and David So link up?
Okay, so initially, I thought he was kind of like annoying, right? When we first met. It was on set for like
what'd you think he was annoying for?
I think, okay, so it was on set for a Lil Craze music video way back. I think he was like Gina Darling brought him because they just needed extras for this shit.
Right.
And he was making mad jokes, but he was like, I didn't know him at that point. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know he was a comedian. And you ever been on set and there's that extra that's doing too much? Yeah. Always like trying to make jokes, talk to everybody, and you're like, man, if you don't just play the background. And so,
but does that bug you because you're pretty extroverted in those settings? Like you're kind of.
I'm actually not. It bugs me because I'm chilling.
He's chilling. Yeah.
And then they're like, and I just feel like we're all there to do a job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like when the dude that's the extra is all up in the shit, like even when the camera's off, I just want to be like, hey, man, can you relax?
Right.
So it was kind of like I didn't know who David was. He was one of the like just background characters. He was making mad jokes. I'm like, if this fool don't calm down, bro.
Yeah.
But then
turn it down a notch.
Yeah, just chill. And then eventually I ended up getting lunch with him and a couple of and Bart and Joe.
Yeah.
And we're all talking. That's the first time I really got to talk to him. And I'm like, hey, dog, I didn't like you when we first met. I thought you were annoying. But and it was cool, right?
Right.
And so I knew, of course, through JK News and shit, like we got to kick it a little more. And then when I did my first ever episode of Send Foods, the initial concept for the show was I was gonna have a different guest every episode.
Right.
So I hit up David because I knew he liked the food shit. We had kind of talked about that before. And maybe we had done a mukbang together. I'm not sure, but I hit him up. He did the episode with me, and then I ended the video. I was like, all right, y'all, let me know who I should have next. Or if you want me to keep doing it with David, whatever, fuck it. And everyone's like, yes, keep doing it with David.
They like the dynamic.
Yeah.
They like the dynamic. So
Chemistry's
I was like,
good.
hey, bro, if you're down, keep pulling up for these. And he was down. And really through doing that show, especially when it got picked up by Thrillist and we were able to travel and do episodes across the country, we really kind of like
got the groove.
Bonded.
Got the groove and bonded.
For
like
sure.
if you kind of watch the progression of the show, you can kind of see us becoming
Yeah,
really
yeah,
good
definitely,
friends. You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? So yeah.
Yeah, shout out David too because he's rocking the pink Yaxo hoodie on the dudes
Oh,
behind
yes,
the food.
yes,
So like
yes.
every
And
IG
the logo,
reel,
that's right.
every IG reel is like a shout out to us, man.
That's facts.
Shout out David, bro.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the food stuff and the dynamic because I'm like, okay, I think I'm on the similar level as Tim here in the expertise of food.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I started the show because I watch a lot of food content, right? Food Network specifically is what I came up on, like, and that's what made me want to try shit because there was so much shit that we just couldn't afford to eat, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to do a show that appreciated food without being as like pretentious about it.
Yeah.
And that's why I kind of like where it's like a lot of times I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is, but it's delicious. You know what I'm saying?
It's very approachable, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
See,
so what's your beef with foodies? Sorry to cut you off.
It's because this motherfucker can't eat, yo.
What do you mean?
I want to do a show with him
That's a
too.
stupid ass statement. I can't eat.
No, I'm just saying, like, in a show setting, right? If we had a camera on and it was like a mukbang situation, we just had a mukbang for New Year's where we had like rice cake soup.
Yeah.
There's a comment that said, I love the way Rick eats, you know? And then a comment under it's like, I hate the way Dumb eats.
And my shit have all these likes and shit. Like,
It's just he eats very disrespectfully. I don't know how to explain it. Like, he cuts things that don't need to be cut. he one biter should be a one bite thing. But then
I'm not a one biter. Like, I like taking pieces of stuff. Like, even when I dip, I don't dip like deep. I'm like a tip dipper.
For sure.
Interesting.
He's a very this is what it comes off as, like the pretentious eater. You know what I'm talking about?
How is that pretentious?
Just
I'm
kinda like-
being respectful, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, you consider respectful as like
Duncan.
just eating.
eat
Yeah,
eat everything.
Yeah, eating
Okay.
everything.
Is it because you're hesitant or?
I think I was just raised as a small biter.
Right.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I be especially for mukbang. Well, it's funny because I think when I do mukbangs with Chia, it's kind of the same vibe as you.
Yeah.
Because she's also a small biter, nibbler, and we did a trying the Popeyes chicken sandwich video one time in the car, and the comments were going in on her because I was taking bites, right?
For sure.
And she kind of took her bite, and she was like, I don't know yet, but everyone was like, she ain't even getting no chicken yet. She was barely even a bite.
Yo, that's what I'm talking about. You can't eat a sandwich and have 2 of the ingredients. You know what I mean? The bite has to be deep enough and big enough where you get all elements of it.
Facts.
I like a little bit of everything, but into one. So like I'll get like every side dish and Korean dish and then just but not a lot of one thing.
Right. Actually, now that I think about it, you might be more detail oriented with eating, and I'm just gorging. You know what I'm saying?
I just like the variety. I want to cover more ground. I can't eat one thing ever.
Yeah. I like a lot of situations.
I like ordering a lot of shit.
Same.
Yeah.
Favorite Asian food. Favorite Asian cuisine.
Man, you know what? I have this conversation a lot.
Yeah.
And I kind of like been teetering lately because okay, Thai food, of course, I'm biased.
For sure.
But also like Thai food is just lit, right?
Fire.
Especially if like the real shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wait, could I before you continue that? Before I forget this?
Yeah.
Can I ask you about something? So my friend just moved to Bangkok, right?
Okay.
And so I went down this rabbit hole on YouTube of like street Thai food. And every street Thai food vendor had big ass titties and was fine as hell. Do you know,
that's going around.
Do you know about this rabbit hole of like fine ass street food vendors?
That's new.
That's a new thing.
That's new.
You've seen this though, right?
I've seen it more so online because I haven't been to Thailand in years.
Yeah.
When I was going to Thailand, you know what I'm saying, it was a crusty Asian man at the booth. A crusty Asian
Which I
man.
kind of prefer.
Well, yeah, I trust that more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. I think that's definitely they're for tourists,
But what, like, I literally clicked it and it's like all over YouTube.
100%.
It's
She's
like
mixing the sauces like this. It's hard. It's like
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. You could probably get like some fire street food and like a hand job in that situation.
Right.
Like, I'm saying it has to be competitive. Like that. I almost feel bad for the aunties. You know what I'm saying? Like this is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
I just put like a put this on the screen, Alex. Share it with the people too.
Oh, I see.
So you type in like Thai street food vendors, and it's like, just look at this.
Interesting.
This is a Thai street food.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
Wow.
I didn't even know there was a guy one. Okay, now it's becoming a whole thing. First of all, that's not even safe. You get some like grease coming off of the wok. Like that's not safe.
You know what? I think this is probably just like, I don't doubt that the food is still super fire. I think it's probably, I think someone was just like, we could just get more tourists coming to our shit.
For sure.
Marketing.
If we just linked up both.
It's smart.
The best thing. What do tourists go to Thailand for? You know what I'm saying? Beaches,
Sex,
fire food.
You can't lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo,
you really can't lose.
Latino news, bro. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
of course. And
look at the barbershops now.
Yeah.
They're like, would you like to get a fade over here? And they just have the fattest asses. You know what I mean?
Hey.
What thing do you think? What department or genre does like sex not sell? Is there anything like sex doesn't work
funeral
for marketing?
Probably.
You don't think if someone was trying to sell a casket and put a hot half-naked woman in a
100%.
casket, you would not go check out their casket?
Somebody was gonna go check out the casket.
Yeah.
But I just don't think, that's where your
you
head
don't
is
need
at.
it. You don't need that. Yeah. You're like, okay, interesting sell.
So probably not funeral homes.
Yeah.
That's a good question. What else, bro?
You don't think Christianity
I was gonna say that
would have twice as many followers if Jesus had titties?
I mean,
I'm sorry. I'm just saying that sounds crazy.
Yeah, any religion, bro. Imagine.
But they make Jesus look good looking and
Come on, dude.
shredded.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if Jesus was
right
obese, would people follow him as much? I'm just saying.
Look at Buddha though.
Look at Buddha
Look at
though.
Fat Buddha.
That is a good
Love
point.
Fat Buddha.
100%.
But he's gold.
He is good.
If you had a
That's
bronze Buddha
Right.
with the same same obesity.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, but then there's the other Buddha with the titties.
Yo, there is.
Well, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
With the big areolas. I know what you're talking about.
I know this sounds crazy. I'm not saying I'm just pointing out the fact they do kind of make these figures. I guess Buddha not really, but they're making him very happy. Like he's very pleasant,
abundance. You know what I mean?
Abundance,
yeah.
and because those
prosperity.
Those of time in history where that was considered
for sure success,
prosperous. Yeah, I mean, I think there is something in what you're saying where everything when you're trying to appeal to people has to be aesthetically pleasing.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Even with Jesus not necessarily being a big titty woman, Jesus is a pretty man in what the pictures we see of him, right? Like if Jesus was an ugly dude, would people be as into it? You know
right. Be like Christ? Nah, no thanks. You know?
What would Jesus do? I don't know. Look at him.
Who cares? Yeah.
Why would I care?
yeah.
Okay,
be pleasing to the
okay. So we the whole street vendor thing. We dealt with that. Okay.
Yeah.
I got a funny street vendor story if we want to talk about it. The first time I took Chia to Thailand, I told her, I was like, baby, you gotta get some street food. You know, it's gonna be fire. It might give you diarrhea because you're not used to it, but it's worth it, right? So we went to some street vendors, got some fire chicken, blah blah blah, and then it wasn't until that night, right? We were going to we're at the hotel, and there was like a little event going on in the restaurant of the hotel, all the way at the in the bottom of the hotel, right? So she got cute, got a little dress, makeup on. We get all the way to the bottom of this elevator, and she's like, I'm about to shit myself.
Gurgly.
Oh my God.
So she had to go. I went chilling in the bar. She went right back up the elevator. And she was like, babe, that was almost, I almost didn't make it. She was like, that was like on some Dumb and Dumber. Like it was all bad.
Wow.
And then the funny shit was, so my auntie, one of my aunties in Thailand is like, she's a doctor, right? And so we were at a dinner with all my dad's side of the family. And mind you, this is Chia's first time meeting all them, right? So my auntie, who's a doctor, in her, she knows a little bit of English, leaned over and she's like, do you still have diarrhea? At the table. First time really meeting, you know.
Oh my God.
It was cute.
Why do I feel like women are more likely to shit themselves? Because let me tell you my theory.
Yeah, please.
Well, the reasoning behind this. When I see little viral videos of someone in a jacuzzi or a pool, and you know when they let out a diarrhea, I'm almost sure 85% have been women in those jacuzzis.
You've seen multiple videos of that?
There's always some
Are you into this?
There's just always some shared thing. It's always in a pool, and it's instant diarrhea because it spreads crazy fast.
I've only seen one of those, and from what I know, it was a fake video.
Oh, it was fake.
Yeah, the pool was added in After Effects or some shit.
Right.
You know
He knows what clip you're talking about. Right?
Yeah, I do. It's in a hot tub.
I don't know. I just feel like a lot of the clips that I've seen have been more women.
You just looking up weird shit on Spank
Maybe
Bang.
it's the mechanics. You know what I'm saying? It's different.
That's a specific genre if I was looking that up. Diarrhea in hot tub.
It's out there.
Women.
Though.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. There's a Facebook group for that.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Wait, so what were you saying about Thai? You were saying something about Thai food.
Oh, I was saying Thai food is top tier.
Yeah.
Especially if you order more than just the pad Thai. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole all bunch of just Thai food that people don't really order. Right. So that's my top. And then after that, I be going back and forth between. Okay, so I feel like in terms of what I crave, I do eat a lot of sushi. So I would have to say
the Japanese cuisine.
Japanese might take number 2 for me as far as ramen and then sushi also, right?
Right.
So as far as my top 3 goes, I teeter between Vietnamese and Korean.
Vietnamese, interesting.
Yeah, because I feel like people kind of sleep on Korean. Aside from pho, there's a lot of Vietnamese bangers that people don't know.
That's true.
I don't even necessarily know the names,
right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot, right?
There is.
And then Korean food is, y'all are right there for me because I've been on a super kimchi kick lately.
Yeah.
I feel like of course you can't go wrong with Korean barbecue.
I don't think Korean food is slept on though.
I think
Vietnamese could
Vietnamese
be.
is
Vietnamese
slept on. Yeah. So I'm just saying, y'all really have been there for me recently. I've been on a whole kimchi kick and just the stews and all that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. Are Koreans at one point in all this Asian representation? Be honest, they were kind of getting annoying, right? It was like a lot.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to represent Thai people, right?
Right.
And
For sure.
Y'all were just
every
everywhere.
award shit, it's like some Koreans popping off.
Big face motherfuckers.
Hey, I'm not saying, look, I'm
everywhere,
Korean, I'm proud,
Right.
and get your representation on. But I'm all about, like, if we're going to say Asian representation,
100%.
right? Let's get some Southeast
Let's get
Asians
some
in there.
Southeast Asians
You know,
in
let's
that
get some
shit.
stories.
I
you know?
wasn't mad because I still feel like to the majority of the country, it's like they see Koreans and they're like, oh, Asian people, right? They're not as specific, right? So I'm not like, oh, these motherfucking Koreans are taking over. I'm like, a Korean win is a win for Asian people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But y'all were just everywhere.
I will tell you right now, if Koreans were, you know, we're trying to keep it real to their nationalism, they'd be out there saying, Korean representation. Let's be fucking real.
We not
Nobody
repping for y'all.
else.
Yeah. If they were trying to play the game,
Right.
you think they'd be Asian
No.
representation?
The Squid Game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not.
Korean squid.
Not even just for Koreans, like
Yeah.
Chinese,
100%,
Koreans,
yeah.
like, because we know as being part of an Asian community how different
Oh, right.
each sector
For
is.
sure.
Mhm.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think? This Colors of Benetton with Asian people? We only have Tim who does that.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey,
Yeah.
man, I'm trying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's like it's Asian, but we say Asian representation. I just feel like, you know, I just want to see. That's why I want you to win. Like I tell you, I've talked to you about this too. I was like, yo, let's try to develop something for you. You know what I mean? I'm usually never trying. I'm just trying to develop shit for myself.
Right.
But I'm
Yeah.
like, because I also feel like it's a win because I feel like if it's never been done,
Right.
then it's an open lane to
100%.
make some shit pop. Like people always look at it the opposite. You know, the industry always looked at it that way, right? It's
Yeah.
like there's no Asian hits, and then you Crazy Rich Asians
Yeah.
breaking records,
Fucking-
Shang-Chi, it does well.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm saying, like, when there isn't a lane, I actually see it as an opportunity, right?
sure.
100%.
Yeah.
No, I agree. That's why, like, when you brought up earlier, like, do I feel discouraged by there not being a lot of Thai celebrities?
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I feel like, oh, okay, that lane is still there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? In the same way where, not gonna lie, bro, like when I was in junior high and Jin was on 106 in Park,
Right.
the homie called me and he was like, yo, or maybe I was in high school, but the homie was like, yo, it's a dude on BET rapping. He looks like you. And I'm like, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. And then I fucking turn on BET. I get home. I'm like, this motherfucker kind of looks like me. Right.
Yeah.
But then I, you know, so I was kind of like, ah, shit, it's already an Asian dude that looks like me rapping. And that kind of, I was like,
I
oh,
get discouraged.
yeah. Am I going to be compared to this guy for the rest of my
Right.
life?
Now,
You know
that's
what I'm
happened to
saying?
me too.
For sure.
I felt that too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
But here's what's lit too, right? You know, coming up where people will be like, oh, this motherfucker is a wannabe Jin, or oh, he calling you Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee and shit. Like when I see people like on the night where one of those nights where I'm like kind of searching my name on Twitter, when I see someone like this fake ass Timothy De La Ghetto, I'm like, oh shit, I'm the insult one.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yo, I love that. I love that. I bet so many white rappers were hot when Eminem came on the
100%,
scene.
dude.
And imagine you're a white rapper in Detroit.
Oh my
And
god.
Eminem comes. Imagine you're on the 9th mile.
One off.
You were on the 9th mile, and this dude from the 8th mile,
Yeah.
Body in it.
popping. Oh my!
Literally, they didn't even have to look alike. Like it could be a fat, long hair white rapper
For
when
sure.
Eminem was popping, and they're like, "Oh, this is a fat Eminem."
Yeah.
But for you, it wasn't necessarily that you look like Jin. It was that you all like the style.
Yeah.
Like you wore the baggy, you know, obviously
Yeah.
Nietzsche, all that
Yeah.
academics, and they
Yeah.
had to fit it to the side.
People thought it was time when Jin was at his like 106 in Park height. Like I remember being at Not Scary Farm,
Yeah.
walking through, and motherfuckers was following me, thinking me I was Jin. You know what I'm saying? And
That's crazy.
like one night specifically, there were these girls following me, and they were like, "Ain't you that boy from 106 in Park?" And I was like, "Yep." And it was like, "If you Jin rapped in," and I spit some of my own bars. They were like,
Yeah.
It is you.
No, it was like that was cute. You not Jin though. I was like, I know. So let's fuck. No, I'm just kidding.
Shout out Jin, man.
Shout out to Jin.
Every time we're together, we have to shout out Jin once.
Yeah.
We gotta shout out Jin. Jin, you know what Jin is?
Mm.
Jin is us three combined. the Christian, you know, the internet personality, the battle rapper.
That's
I don't
true.
know the rapper, internet person, everything.
Right. We're the deconstructed
We are Jin.
Wow.
We are Jin.
We did it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Tim's
God.
all unhappy. Yay.
All right, still getting compared to this mother.
And you guys both have kids too now.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? He did that before me too.
Now you guys have to battle your kids.
Yeah,
100%.
but not rap battle. Just make them fight.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, man.
Did you guys ever do some shows together? Like what?
Me and
Dumb?
Traffic. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of like,
yeah.
you know, when that shit was like at its height, like the Asian YouTuber like musician
Yeah.
show, when we were doing a lot of them shits. Yeah. Dumb was like,
Tim kind of brought me into the YouTube world because I think I was trying to put videos on YouTube, but far as the scene goes, like no one knew until like he brought me on a vlog thing.
did I
like-
DM you?
I think so, maybe. Or you just was like, you were good about like, let's just meet up or something. I don't know. Maybe it was either one of us, whatever.
Right.
But you invited me to your restaurant and then we ate there and you vlogged it. And I think that's when I felt like, okay, Asian YouTube
Yeah.
is letting
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Because they're already like tapped in with him.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
You like the infiltration.
Yeah. And I would say it was pretty diverse as far as like the different types of Asians, right? Like on YouTube.
For sure. You know what I'm
YouTube,
saying?
Asian YouTube felt a little bit more diverse. It was definitely like, if Koreans probably had the least amount of people.
Yeah.
During
it
that
was
time on YouTube.
You and Jay Rise, the Korean guy.
Yeah. Me and Jay Rise, the Korean guys. Yeah, and because there was you know, whatever, it was like Hmong, Filipino,
Yeah,
you know,
a
Chinese.
lot of Filipino, of course. It was me. It was you know what I'm saying, had some Cambodians in there.
Andrew Garcia.
And Andrew Garcia, which people still think he's Filipino.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna ride this thing out.
Oh, you know what? Something I wanted to ask you real quick, because speaking of the Jin track, to go back to Jin,
Yeah.
but because I had just had it on the other day and randomly, and so you say a line where you're like, I was ADD since ABCs or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you really have like ADHD?
I'm pretty sure I'm not diagnosed. I mean, that's what everybody says.
Yeah.
I think I genuinely do. I don't even talk about like having ADD, but I know a lot of my friends could attest that I zone out crazy.
So check this out, guy.
Yeah.
Speaking of zoning out, because me too,
Yeah.
and when you were like, let me ask you this before I forget, because I do the same shit. I recently got diagnosed. I officially have ADHD.
Oh, shit.
And whatever they're calling ADD now, which is like ADHD unattentive or something like that.
That's the new joint at Best Buy, huh?
Yeah. That new shit, bro. So I was like, so when you said that in the track, I was like, oh shit. For real?
Yeah, wait, is it like a spectrum thing? Like is there like levels of ADHD?
Yeah, there's different kinds of shit.
Yeah.
She told me I was the unattentive one, which is ADD, and also ADHD something. But yeah.
That's
Damn,
weird.
so you have it. What do you do from here?
Well, I mean, there's different options, right? Like I could either just like when I asked Twitter about it, some people were like, yo, you don't necessarily need meds. If anything, this is going to help you take more steps, write more shit down to really remember your shit and keep it going. But the lady that diagnosed me was like, you know, I wouldn't mind starting you on really low doses of Ritalin and see how that goes for you.
Yeah.
So I was like, interesting.
I always felt like if I actually had ADHD, or if when I'm conversing with people, I'm thinking and focusing on another thing. Like I'm thinking about more of what I'm gonna say as opposed to listening to the other person.
Right. So are you just an asshole?
No, you're just an asshole. I got the report here. You don't care about what the other person has to say.
You got the ASS. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what? That's the same for me. And here's what kind of made it what made me want to get checked out officially is because there were times where I realized like, yo, I was kind of rude, you know what I'm saying? And I look back, like specifically one time I had a meeting with some dude and Rick was with me, and it was like an important meeting. We were talking about some shit, right? But we're at a restaurant, and the whole time I'm like, he's talking to me, and I'm like cleaning up plates and like stacking plates, and I never really looked at him. And afterwards, Rick was like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why couldn't you just listen to that dude, right? And then this was years ago, and as far as recently, I had like a Zoom meeting with like one of the people that like does my taxes and shit.
Yeah.
And we Zoomed, and same shit. She's trying to tell me about like money.
Yeah.
And I'm like fucking cleaning the kitchen.
Yeah.
To the point where when it was over, I texted her. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was doing that. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
It came off as inconsiderate, you know?
Yeah.
It does. Sometimes I was like, damn, I'm like the worst kind of podcast host. I'm supposed to like listen to people and go off of them.
Right, right.
Well, that's the thing too. I've got comments in the podcast where people are like, why does Tim always look like he's zoned out? He's not listening. I'm like, shit.
Well, the answer is because he has zoned out.
Yeah. So
should we take some questions from the calls from people?
Let's do it.
let's do it.
All right, let's take some calls.
Oh, y'all
from
take
people.
like live calls?
Yeah, we do. Alex, could you turn on the AC? Jesus Christ.
That's
Or you
dope.
want to turn it on, Rick? Because it is crazy hot. All right. We got Timothy Chantarangsu.
Yep.
And
You have a really good pronunciation of that, by the way.
Chantarangsu.
Chantarangsu, that's on point.
Well, what's the incorrect way people usually say?
Sometimes
Chantarangsu?
Chantarangsu or like Chatarangsu, they'll forget that first N.
Right.
You know, Chantarangsu, they'll try to put
Yeah.
the GSU.
How's that been going? I mean, it's been a few years now.
It has been a few years
Yeah.
now. People really
Have
respect
accepted it. Respect it.
I remember when I did that when I was shooting Deliciousness with MTV, Tiffany Thiessen.
Yeah, you're killing those.
Oh,
by
thank
the
you,
way.
man. I appreciate
You're
it.
so quick on that.
Oh, thanks, dog. Tiffany Thiessen, she was like, "Hey, how you like? You know, I said your name, right? How'd you like it?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, you did good, but not gonna lie, like you kind of missed that first N, and because she was saying Chatarangsu instead of Chantarangsu,
Yeah.
and she was like, "What? I'm gonna redo it." I was like, "It's not a big deal." She was
Wow.
like, "No, I'm getting it right."
Right.
So she made
That's
sure
dope.
to say it the way I wanted it said, which is great.
I mean, to be honest, she should.
Oh yeah, I mean, totally.
That's her
I mean,
fucking name.
That's why I did it,
Yeah,
right? And I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean, like people won't really even hear that.
Yeah.
But she was like, no, I'm doing it. I'm like, thank you. And people, and I tell people like, look, it's not a big deal if y'all see me on the street and you want to say, yo, de la ghetto, if you want to say traffic, whatever. I'm not tripping. I'm not gonna be like, how dare you say me by my retired name,
right.
you know? But I've seen people like, Tim, what's up, man? Like they want to say it, but they don't want to get it wrong.
Yeah.
But they respect it, and I appreciate that.
I like I said last time we talked too, I really didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
But it's like that name change is always like an inner struggle. It's a personal struggle.
Yeah.
I've always struggled with it because like
Oh, we know. Oh, we know.
We know, Parker.
Well, it's also Dumbfoundead is hard to go by as I'm approaching my 40s. You know what I mean?
That's the
and
thing.
then I go back to my real name and it's John Park. It's just like too regular.
Yeah.
Because I want something right in the middle.
I know.
You know, it wasn't Parker, obviously, but something right in the middle, and I can't seem to find it.
Yeah.
And that's where exactly my mindset was at, where when I envisioned myself like accepting awards and shit, I didn't want to be like, oh, now accepting Best Actor, Timothy De La Ghetto. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Ops on stage with a backwards hat.
But you know that name rolled off the tongue, though, man.
No, it
that
sounds
was a
great.
Great name.
You know, who knows? I still might rock the backwards hat just to be like, hey, I'm still me. It's just the name change.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Right,
How about
right.
Traffic? Do you like Traffic?
I hated Traffic like a few years into it.
Yeah, you did a few years.
I was over it, but
Right.
because of the branding, that's the thing. You're like, oh, I've already released this, as that. I'm still kind of struggling with the multiple name changes because when I get my Spotify Wrapped,
Yeah.
Right.
I don't get all the stats under one
Oh.
thing, so it doesn't look as
Because
cool.
you have Traffic, right?
Yeah, so Traffic still gets streams. Timothy De La Ghetto still has a handful of streams, and I just started putting out music as Tim Chantarangsu.
Yeah.
So I have these like stats coming in from all different shit that they can't put all together, and it just doesn't look as cool.
I don't know how I explained this, but when I first saw the name Traffic, I was like, he's a Southeast Asian rapper.
Yeah, with
I
a
think it's
PH.
the PH.
Yeah, with a PH
I
and
thought
a K at the end. Come on, man.
Traffic. I was like, that's a Southeast.
How did
Asian
you come
rapper.
up with that name?
Man. Okay.
Yeah, actually, I don't know this.
Really? All right. So there's a few different stories, right? One that I used to tell people was like, okay, so I was building everything online. So when a website gets a lot of traffic,
Ah,
you
true.
know, but
Oh,
that
okay, that works.
that
True.
works.
Yeah.
Two, what I would say when I was like trying to be like deep and shit.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yo, when like people are drug trafficking,
Right.
They're bringing something that they don't want into that country. So I'm bringing something to the game that they're not ready for. That type of shit.
Right.
The real answer, the 100%, the actual factual answer.
Yeah.
When I was in high school rapping with the homie Cameron, he was going by Traffic.
Yeah.
And I was calling myself Ticket. And so we were Traffic Ticket. That was our us together, right?
And we fine.
we fine.
We fine. So you
Matter
took
of fact,
his name?
You just did what Tim would do right now, literally. Like,
But what happened was he stopped rapping after high school, and I was like, oh, I think I like Traffic better. I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
And that was it.
That's cool. I think Traffic and Ticket are kind of both cool names.
They're kind of sick.
in a way.
Ticket would still kind of go hard now. That I think about it.
Ticket would go hard because you could go by Tick or some shit.
Oh yeah. All right, you know what? Fourth name change, y'all. I'm Ticket from now on.
What age do you think is like the limit to do a name change?
Yeah.
Like what?
Dude.
Like is.
Yo, Diddy went to Love like last year. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
but you gotta. Would you say you have to have somewhat of a name that? Well, not really. I guess that hurts
Absolutely.
it more when you have a name and you change it, right?
Or it's like if you're nobody like changing your name constantly, it's like, bro, man, make a foundation first. You feel me?
Yeah, but I don't consider Diddy to be a name changed personally.
I mean, he was synonymous to the name changer.
I just see it as a variation of. It's like Wayne and Wheezy.
But
Yeah.
he's Love now.
He's Love now, bro. He went from Puff
He's not
Daddy.
Love. We know he's not
Diddy.
Love.
Yeah, that's what he calls himself.
Well,
But
he's not-
I know what you mean. Like name changes, it has to be like a
Those
slight
aren't name
rendition.
changes. Like Wheezy is not like
Yeah.
not a name
like a
change
nickname.
for
Like
Wayne.
Kanye to Ye is-
I don't
yeah,
consider
yeah.
that a name change.
But people will still like. I think it depends on how official you make the statement because like I said something about Kanye like recently and someone was like his name is Ye in the comments.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think if you make the official I'm officially changing my name then people will really, you know, go hard for it if they care.
That's true.
Yeah.
much,
That's
right?
That's the thing. I can't even if I shorten my name, it's dumb.
I know.
Yeah.
Which is it just makes it really hard because like I'll be out and my people around me will introduce me to people.
Right.
Be like, yeah, this is dumb, and they're like, Dom, and I have to correct it to dumb. I have to correct it to dumb. You know how annoying that is.
How do you spell it? As is.
As is.
Yeah, use it in a sentence. I'm a dumb ass.
Yeah.
It's like no, it's doesn't work.
Have you ever considered doing the quotation marks? The Jonathan Dumbfoundead.
I do.
Oh, he
What-
does,
on my
yeah.
acting credits, it's
Word.
John Dumbfounded Park.
Word.
Jon. So
Yes.
I'd shorten Jonathan
Yeah.
because you can't have Jonathan and Dumbfounded in the
It's
same
a lot
sentence.
of space. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
a lot,
dude.
Yeah.
Although someone named Jonathan would use the word dumbfounded. Yeah. I was dumbfounded. You know he would. It would be a Jonathan who would use that.
Oh my god.
You
All
want to hear something crazy
Yeah.
real quick? My birth name is not Timothy.
What is it?
It's Tim.
It is?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's just Tim.
I never heard anyone go the opposite way.
Yeah. What the
My
fuck?
parents, dog, next level, bro.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I think they just thought the last name was long enough, so they were like, just keep it Tim, you know?
Damn.
Yeah.
Yo, there's some Southeast Asian names that are just like a paragraph.
Well, Ty is pretty infamous for that.
Yeah.
Fucking
What
crazy.
do you know anything about that? Like, why are the names like so long?
So check this out. The names are so long because there's nobody with your last name that you're not related to.
Oh,
wow.
So that's why I guess they're really unique.
It's
Like,
one of a kind. Yeah.
yeah, every Chantarangsu is related in my family somehow.
Same with Park.
Fire. That was a great joke.
Damn.
But yeah,
I've hooked up with at least 5 Parks in my
Yeah.
lifetime, which is absolutely terrible.
Jesus.
I've hooked up with a couple Chantarangsu. So when I learned that fact, it fucked me up.
You made my joke even better with that one. You made my joke even better with that.
I had to send an awkward
Wow, he really upped
That's
my
crazy.
joke with that one
Like,
right there.
yo,
It's like fingerprint last names. That's nuts.
did you know this? Oh, you did.
Yeah. Oh, you did.
All right, let's just take a few more because it's already 2:30. You gotta head out.
All right,
soon.
let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, let's take 3. Young D, what's up? Are you
Young
good? Are you
D.
good right now?
I'll give you like another like 10.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
What's up, bro? Yeah, we hear you.
Yo, it's my first time calling it. Dude, I just want to say, dude, this is amazing
Oh,
seeing Tim here. Because I watched both you guys' pod. Like the one with David So and the fun with Dom.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, nice, man. Thanks for watching. Yeah.
Are you Southeast Asian?
You guys want to do Minority
Oh, yeah,
Report?
okay,
It's my
so-
first time calling in.
This
Yeah.
is our game we play called Minority Report, where we guess
Oh
the
my God, it's
ethnicity
sick.
by what they say.
Oh,
so give them a
okay.
Yeah,
sentence.
I'm gonna give a sentence right now. The last names are long because they're all unique.
The last names are long because they're all unique.
I definitely think he's Asian.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why I think he's Southeast Asian. It's the tempo again, bro.
Yeah.
You know, there's a speediness to it.
He's definitely
You know what I
under
mean?
130 pounds.
Yeah.
Can you give me the sentence one more time, dog?
Yeah. Can you say it one more time?
Wait, can you say that? Can you say the sentence one more
The
time?
last
Forgot.
names are long because they're all unique.
The last names are long because they're all unique.
You know what? I'm going Chinese.
Going Chinese?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at that, actually.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Thai.
You gonna say Thai?
I'm gonna go Thai, bro.
I'm gonna say Vietnamese.
Vietnamese?
Yeah.
What are you? Review.
I'm Viet. Yo,
He sounds Viet.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. What's on your mind, bro?
Crazy. Oh yes. Are you guys coming to Toronto on February 25th? I know Dumb's gonna be there.
Yeah.
You know what?
You guys gonna reach?
I literally texted, "Are you gonna reach Toronto, fam?" I'm cheesed,
Yeah, you guys gonna
bro.
reach Toronto, bro?
I'm cheesed, bro. I can't reach. What you saying, fam? I'm not reaching, fam, because I would love to. I would love to reach Toronto with the Mandem, but and I texted this fool too. As soon as they announced the battle, I was like, "Yo, if it wasn't for this goddamn baby, I would be out there, dog." But nah, I can't.
That'd be hype.
Tim shows you've shown up to a lot of battle events.
Yeah, I've kept up with that shit. Like that's part of the reason why I messaged you in the beginning.
Yeah.
If I messaged you first, is because I watched the World Rap Championships.
Yeah,
and I've always just kind of been into that shit. So.
A lot of battle rap.
Conceited battles.
Yeah,
so
I was there.
A lot of battle rap events. You'll see Tim in the background
100%.
throughout history.
100%.
There's a battle in the 1960s before with Roxanne Shante. He's there somehow in a Kangol.
He's next to Cool-Work.
I'm pop locking on the side, dog. Funny shit about that Dumb and Conceited battle is Khan came up to me. He was like, "Hey, where are you gonna be standing?"
That
for this battle?"
motherfucker.
And he was like, "Yo, so my first line is I wanna say it to I wanna talk to you, but be confused. So I need you to be in the front." I was like, "All right, fine."
Yeah. This hearing that story is actually amazing, and I'm wondering if you weren't the Asian guy, who was it gonna be? Who was it gonna be?
For sure.
I think he hit me maybe like a few days. He's like, "Yo, are you gonna be there?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, perfect."
And it's like there couldn't have been any better person than you.
I know.
Oh
It was
god.
perfect, dude.
All right. Well, anything else, Young D? You good?
Oh yeah. Could I get one more question?
Sure. Go ahead.
Sick. What would you what one piece of advice you'd give to like a 22-year-old? I'm turning 23 this year. Like an advice.
A 22-year-old?
Yeah.
Man, go date around, have fun, man. I mean, what can I say?
Oh yeah, dude. I spent like 2 months in Vietnam. It was crazy. It was wild.
Well, what does that mean? You got a lot of ass out there, or what?
Mean,
like
bro?
you hooked up a lot, or what?
Oh yeah, I was actually there when you were there. But I couldn't make it to the commas that night because I had a different party.
What is it like?
sick.
So let me for me when I go to Korea, like we know because we're Korean and we go to Korea and we nightclub. Is it like that in Vietnam? Is lit like nightlife? You find it to be very lit and you love the girls there. Like, what's the vibe like? What's the vibe?
It's different.
It's different.
Well, the clubs that you went to, they're more like Western style. The ones that I went to, they're more like hardcore Viet style.
Like
There's more the
they're like
underground,
street
underground.
vendors.
So which one's more fun, bro?
The Viet ones, because I get the same like Western style in Toronto.
Oh, okay, I get
That's
it.
true.
That's cool though.
My advice for a 22-year-old would be don't think that you got to have life figured out right now. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're young, everyone thinks like, yo, you go to college at 18, you're graduated college in 4 years, then you get a job and you get married and shit. But it's not like that at all. You feel me?
Yeah.
I feel like don't feel that pressure to have all your shit together because like the shit really don't get lit until like late 20s. So it's like take this time to make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? You're probably broke right now. I think we all were at that age.
Broke after Vietnam.
And all those prostitutes.
You're 22. You got a young D, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I think he was just describing a brothel. I mean, I really like the Vietnamese places because you can actually choose the one you go home with. It's like,
they have ribbons with numbers.
Shit was a club, bro.
Shit.
All right, thanks for. Yeah, well, go ahead. What last thing? Go ahead.
Rick, I can't wait for your next streams. By the way, the COD streams.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah. Everyone's gonna get stabbed, baby.
Are you talking about Call of Duty or is he cooking COD? I'm just curious. Okay.
Both. I'm doing both.
Okay, thanks for calling. All right, let's talk to London and then we'll wrap it up right after this. We'll make a quick one and then we'll get Carlos.
All right.
What's up, London?
Hello, how's it going?
Hey.
Good. How are you?
Hey, what's good? Hey, what's up?
I was
London?
just
what's up,
calling. I'll keep it quick. I know you guys are trying to get out of there.
Hey, take your
but,
time. Take your time.
Okay. But to take it back to the foodie combo you all were having, it just reminded me of a movie I just watched last night. And so I don't know if you guys have heard or seen The Menu.
Oh yeah.
And if you have, what did you think of it?
It was pretty self-explanatory. Did you see the menu?
Nah, I've been meaning to check it out.
It's cool. It's cool. It's dark. I think I really liked the speech where he's like, "Don't eat, taste.
Spoiler alert! Yeah,
that's just the beginning. But
no,
that was cool.
I think we're gonna start seeing a lot more food, TV, scripted food, film and TV shows. The food culture has reached its pinnacle. You know what I mean?
Not gonna lie, this like little dumb comedy I'm writing for me and David is also revolved around like
right. You
yeah, we gotta like save our family's restaurant and shit. You know?
Oh, it's a feature you guys are working on.
That's what I'm trying to write one for me and David. Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're brothers. I'm writing him as the older one, of course.
If you need someone to gorge, bro, you let me know, bro. I will.
You need a Korean dude in the corner.
Yeah, Korean dude in the corner,
just eating.
Yeah, just eating. I got you.
Yeah, no, it's good. I think there's gonna be a lot more. The Bear was successful this past year as well.
Okay.
Bet.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you for calling, London.
Yo, Tim, I love you, man.
Love you too,
I wish you another 30 plus years of success.
Keep winning, for
and
sure.
I have no doubt you will completely win just because everybody loves you. You're extremely talented.
Yeah.
I just want to see you even in more bigger platforms, and you deserve it if anybody else fucking deserves it.
My guy, I appreciate the flowers, and I feel the same way about you, and we're gonna kill it, and we're gonna keep killing it.
Another quick question. How pissed would you be if there was another Thai personality that blew up before you did?
Livid.
Livid, dude. Hell yeah.
Nah, it's all love. I'd love it.
And before we wrap up, I just want to, thoughts and prayers to the families that were lost this past weekend. I just wanted to kind of save it towards the end so it doesn't ruin the energy, but tragic losses this past weekend. What was supposed to be a celebration of Lunar New Year. Back-to-back mass shootings, not just those, but tons of other ones in the past 3 weeks in this country as well. So rest in peace to the ones that were lost, and thoughts and prayers to the families as well.
For sure.
Tune in next week for another episode of Fun with Dumb. Peace, y'all.